you guys? My name is Louisa.
And I'm Jacob.
And welcome to my channel, The Ever-Growing Mommy. In today's video, we are going to discuss questions that we would like to answer just to give you an insight and know a little bit more about us. Since we have completely finished my bride vlog videos, this is going to be the big finale. You would think that the wedding video was the big finale, but I wanted to have a sit down with my husband that I had already said in a couple of videos that we were going to be doing this. So we're finally here. We're going to be discussing how we met. We're going to be discussing the proposal, and then stay tuned to the end of this video because we are going to also share our vows and the letters that we wrote to each other. If you have not seen our wedding video or any of the bride vlog videos, I encourage you to go see them. I took a lot of time. It took a lot of effort for me to vlog during that whole entire year, and it was a lot of fun. So I hope that you enjoy this video. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so now that the wedding is over, is there anything that you would have changed?
Like the wedding aspect of it?
The planning, the wedding, everything about up until the wedding.
Yeah, there's a few things. Maybe a little more prepared for things like, we didn't do terrible on the guy's part. Granted, it was a very small part of the planning that we had to do. I think our main thing was getting our suits and getting fitted. I think that I wouldn't change much on my part, but I don't know if that's how all weddings are. They're so really chaotic and just a bunch of people running around like a bunch of ants for a few months.
A few months. Talk about how we met.
Yes, let's talk about it. Be my guest and tell me how we met.
We met on social media.
Well, what type of social media?
We met on Facebook. Okay, so Jacob sent me a friend request, and this was during a time that I was not looking for a relationship. I wasn't looking for a boyfriend. I wasn't looking for a hookup. I wasn't looking for anything. I was in a place where I was actually looking for healing. I was looking for trying to find myself. I had just gotten out of some terrible situations and relationship that just, one, should have never happened, and two, I had recently been divorced. I had a lot going on before I met Jacob, and I already lived a whole life before I met him, and so I had a lot of experience. A lot of my experience in relationship was it wasn't very good. There were some good parts, but it just didn't work out, and for good reason. And so I had just given my life back to God. I was running for a long time from God. I didn't want anything to do with church, religion, or really my family. My family was getting on my nerves about how wrong I was living, and it was my shame and my guilt that was killing me inside. And I knew every time I was around church, heard God, or around my family, because my family is a Christian family, I just had a lot of shame and guilt over me, and which had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with my own insecurity. And so I had started counseling, and I just was on the right track. I was ready to be a single mom and just start to heal. So I was in that space and time. And then I got a friend request, and I was really trying to be very careful with my life and who I let in my life. I was very easily influenced. I still sometimes am. And I just didn't want to get caught up in anything that was going to deter me from what I was trying to accomplish. And so I messaged him. Well, first of all, I was like, this guy is way too handsome, but back then I would have used the word fine. I was like, this guy is way too fine. What does he want with me? You know, he doesn't even know me. This is not real. I had all these things going on in my mind, and I was like, a part of me was like, let me just ask, what do you want? Basically. And I didn't think that he was who he actually ended up being. And so I sent him a message, and it was a very straightforward message. Who are you, and how do you know me?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I said. And he sent me back this very long message that was just sounded completely honest. It just sounded, which it ended up being, very real and very honest. And
by the way, I wasn't looking for anything either at the time.
yeah, we both really weren't looking for anything. And that was something that was very different for me. It was different to, he didn't flirt, he didn't give me any cheesy line. He was just honest. And it was intriguing to me. And so let's talk about what was in your mind when you sent me the friend request.
What was honestly, I was like, oh, she looks pretty cool. She's a good looking woman.
He's being so modest.
Yeah, that's what I thought, honestly. Like I wasn't looking like for a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, I just sent you a friend request. I don't even remember exactly why I did it.
Yeah.
Because I know I didn't know you.
And so, by the way, not a lot of people, even in our family, not a lot of people know this story. So our kids know it front and back, but not a lot of people in our family know this story. A lot of people speculate and assume how we met, and I think how we met was the fact that it was so genuine. I think it was easier for us to be ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Be honest.
To be honest. And that's how we started. We just started a conversation. His answer led to, I just was intrigued and I wanted to know more, like, what in the world? Who is this guy? Mm-hmm. Now, the reason why for me it was hard for me to believe because of my experience and the relationships that I had been in, there was a lot of deception, a lot of just unfaithfulness, but a lot more so a lot of deception. And I was very naive. I believed anything, really. And so Jacob I gave him a hard time. Not in a mean way, right? I was just very guarded.
I mean, we talked for a really long time before we even showed interest in each other like that. Like, attraction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We just got to know each other of our story. We just really became kind of internet buddies.
Internet buddies. You're so funny with your words.
We did, because we were talking constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so much so that finally when I was ready to introduce him to my children, what? Tell them.
What? They didn't think I was a real person?
Yeah.
Yeah, they thought that I was a catfish. That I was catfishing you.
Yeah, they were convinced that he was catfishing me because I don't know why for a long time we did not talk on the phone. It just never came up
Yeah.
until one of my daughters, I think it was like, it was starting to bother me because I was thinking, well, why isn't he called? Why hasn't he asked for my number? So, do you remember how that started? Because I do.
Mm.
We started I sent him a voice clip, and then he sent me a voice clip back. Which for me, I think that was kind of what started the attraction because his voice. I liked it. To be modest, I liked it. And so that's how we met. And then after a long time, we were on the phone with each other, and then it just gradually and slowly evolved into attraction. Anything to add to that?
It took a long time for us to even meet each other in
The
person.
story is that we met on social media, we met on Facebook, and we became friends. There was no flirting. It was we just were getting to know each other, and then later started flirting with each other. And then if you were our friends back in those days, it was a show on social media because we started flirting on social media, and it was so fun.
It was fun,
It was fun, right?
yeah.
A lot of people didn't like it. But it made us happy. We were happy. Right, baby?
Yes, we are happy.
We are happy, but then it's like, I'm just saying, it was a different kind of happiness from both of our history. It was like we finally found happiness.
Yeah. I agree with you, yeah.
You have to talk louder, baby.
I agree with you, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what's the next question, honey?
Let's see. Did we ever think that marriage was in the future when we first met? Absolutely not.
No.
That was probably the last thing on my mind.
Mine too. I don't honestly don't think that I ever wanted to get married when I met him. I would think I was done.
I didn't think I would ever get married ever. To be honest.
And I'm sure there's many people who could testify to that. Right?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people still not married.
Yeah.
So. Okay, next question. How did the proposal happen? Oh, how? Tell me how it happened.
Okay, so let me stop right there. Jacob and I, we grew up different. I grew up in a very traditional home where my mom and dad were together for a long time, and we were um, always at church. Raised in a very religious family, and um, sex without marriage was just like a big no-no. It was it's dishonoring God, and it's just not the way God intended um, for it to be. And so, because, like I said, I was in a place where I was already giving my life back to God, I really wanted to do things the right way. Granted, I'm not gonna lie to you, we didn't do things completely the right way, but we did our best. There were a lot of things that I wasn't okay with, and it was really hard. Once we met, it was really hard to mix our worlds together because we were two different people. And so I kept telling Jacob, I really feel like I'm wrong. I feel the guilt. I feel like I'm not doing right. And I just, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do life the right way, the way I believe is the right way. And Jacob wasn't, he didn't go to church at all. He didn't. It just wasn't. And everybody lives different. Everybody lives different, and so I started inviting him to go to church with us, but because it was just different for him, I didn't want to pressure him and push him. And one day I remember us having a conversation, a real deep conversation about why I believe the way I do, why I believe in God. And it opened up a whole different door for me. I was able to tell him a lot more about myself, about the things that I've gone through, that without God I wouldn't have made it. I would not be here today. And it was a very passionate conversation, and I don't know if it was then, but after that conversation, he was starting to be a little bit more understanding of me. And I prayed for him. I prayed for him all the time. And then one day he wanted to go with us, me and the kids, and he started going. And it was just, he had to see and experience God himself for himself. There was no way that I could pressure him, force him, manipulate him. He had to experience it for himself. He had a lot of questions, and I told him, the sad thing about how I was raised is, yes, I was raised in a Christian home, very religious home, but there was a lot that I didn't know. There was a lot of his questions that I didn't have answers for. And that's when I realized, man, I've been raised all my life as a Christian, but yet these very simple questions that someone has, I can't answer. And that's when a real realization of, I was actually living most of my life as a religious person, but not actually having a relationship and getting to know Jesus. And so I told him, we can learn together. Let's learn together. I didn't want to present myself anymore as though Miss Know It All, because I realized he was asking some really good questions and I didn't have the answers. And so that started our journey of trying to learn what I actually believe.
Yeah.
And so to answer that question, what was the question?
How did the proposal happen?
Oh, to answer that question.
Yeah.
Back to that question. So he started understanding, and he started accepting the ideas that I had for my life, that I felt like I would want to have with him if he was willing to have it. But it came to a point where, he had to decide for himself if that's something that he wanted. And so how did you decide that getting married was something that you wanted to do and that you were agreeing with?
I think that once I realized that I didn't want to be with anyone else, that I was happy with my life, and um, I didn't need anything else, I guess you could say. Like, I was happy, so I was willing to, I guess, make a commitment to myself and to you with marriage.
Yeah.
All right, next to the next question, because they're kind of
Okay, so how was
going together.
how did the proposal happen? When did you buy the ring? When did all that happen?
It's all a blur, I'll be honest. I bought the ring.
But was it thought out, or did
It
you
was
randomly?
So it was okay. So what happened was we had planned a trip to Surfside Beach. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
We had planned a trip. By the way, Surfside Beach is near Galveston. It's like 30 minutes east of Galveston. And at that time, I was already planning to propose to you. I just didn't know when or how. And so when this trip came up, I was like, well, this is a good opportunity to try, at least to try. And I don't know how, like, I was able to get the ring and to have everything prepared and you not find out. And then, even while we were there before the actual proposal happened, I still don't know how you didn't find out. And so basically, even right before the proposal, I still don't know how you didn't know what was going on. Because we were on the beach and I had already had everything planned out. I had the ring ready. I had what I was going to say ready. I had um, you in place on the beach, which you didn't know. I told one of the kids to go to record, and they didn't even know what was going on. So in her mind, she's probably like, "Okay, I'm gonna record you, but that's kind of weird because I don't know what's going on." And it helped. It helped a lot. And I proposed on the beach in the water, yeah, to you, and it was a shock to all of y'all, which was my plan worked, but I was still a little surprised that I was able to put my plan in action and it to actually work. Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah. Were you nervous?
Um, just a tiny bit. I don't think that I put too much thought into being nervous. Honestly, um, I think I was more nervous about what I was gonna say, other than actually proposing to you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which, by the way, I didn't know, but I was mad at him because he was gone for a long time. He.
Well, I kept going back to the hotel room and coming back, and I guess I don't know what you didn't notice, or maybe you did notice, and that's why you were mad.
Yeah, I was like, we're on vacation. You're supposed to be out here with me on the water. We're supposed to be relaxing. And then he did it. And I was in complete shock. Which, the other thing is, I had told him, honey, if you ever propose to me, please make sure my hair's done, I have makeup, and I'm dressed appropriately. Maybe none of that.
Maybe that's something you can share on your channel. Yeah. Because you do have the video of it.
Oh, yeah, it is on there. It's there's a proposal video. Okay, so, and he did not, I was wet, my hair was wet, I had no makeup on, I had no shawl on, my stomach looked like I was 8 months pregnant. Okay, maybe 4.
No.
But when I saw the video, I was like, this is so not appealing. But the moment was precious. It was precious, and I wouldn't change it for anything. I would not change it. It was so sweet. It was something that I never, ever, 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 ever thought he would do. I did not think he was ever going to marry me.
Oh, really?
I didn't think he was ever going to propose. I didn't think, I just didn't think it was going to happen. And so he definitely surprised me. It was a sweet surprise. Okay, let's talk about the next question.
Okay, what's the next question?
What took so long to propose? So by this time we were together how many years?
5 years.
5 years. Yeah.
We were together for 5 years.
We were together for 5 years.
Before. Well,
5 years.
I proposed 4 years.
He proposed in 4 years.
Technically.
Technically 4 years. But it seemed like a long time. I think after year 2, I was ready. He said it was 1, but
yeah, maybe it was 2.
I felt like after 2, I was ready. I was ready to be a married woman. Oh, wait, why did it take so long?
Well, for one, it took a long time to get to know you. Number one. And then I think also marriage is not like commonplace, or wasn't commonplace for me growing up. It wasn't common, like it wasn't something that I was used to seeing, or growing up, my friends and even most of my family, marriage wasn't like a common thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's another reason. And also, I don't like to be rushed. I don't like to be told what to do and when to do it. So I did it on my time.
And he's right. He did. He did it on his time when he was good and ready. And
even though you tried to threaten me many times.
You mean I broke up with you many times?
No. You said if I don't marry you, you're going to leave. Many times.
Because
but I didn't believe you.
Because I heard Steve Harvey say one time, ladies, if you want to get married, give him an ultimatum.
Oh, you gotta listen to Steve Harvey, huh? That's great.
No, I really, I knew like 4 years, I was like, okay, I'm giving this man a lot of my time. If he's not willing to marry me, then I need to end it, because that's what I wanted for my life. I wanted to be a married woman, and I wanted to be married to somebody who I knew was going to love me and also love God. And you heard it. He knew that he didn't want to be with anybody else. And so here we are. Let me take my tea.
Take your tea. All right.
Okay, so the next question is...
No, not that one.
Okay.
That one.
Where have you seen growth in your marriage since you've been married?
I have seen growth in I would say that my relationship with God and my faith and my matureness, because when we first met, I was 20. What was I? 28. I was.
You were 27, turning 28.
No, I wasn't, honey. I don't know how many times I've told you. I was 28.
You gotta look in the camera, baby.
I was. Oh, sorry. I was thinking also, but I was 28. I lived by myself, so I was kind of like a bachelor. And I mean, all I did was I went to work and came home and didn't worry about anything other than work and paying a few bills and doing whatever I wanted to do, really. But now it's, I feel, I don't want to say more grown up, but just more mature in the way that I think about things. And definitely my relationship with God and my faith.
Okay. I think where I have seen growth in me, I've been trying more to allow God to do what God does in Jacob's life, instead of me trying to correct him, it's really hard to do. It's hard because I am a person that has dealt with control my whole adult life as a mom I have had to be in control of everything. Everything. So having less control is a challenge for me. And I think that I have seen growth in that area. I've seen growth in patience.
So let's talk about that control thing.
Hey, hey. We are not judging each other.
I'm not judging you.
No, I think those are the areas that and my growth in my faith. Been married, I've been able to be a better mom because I'm genuinely truly happy. Where before I was really sorrowful. I was in pain and dealing with or not dealing with things that were shoved in for so many years that my kids had to see a mom that was full of anxiety. Oh, I think I've seen a growth in my anxiety and my depression that I've dealt with for a long time. Um, that's where I've seen growth. Okay, the next question is: would you recommend premarital counseling before marriage?
Uh, I'll keep my answer short and sweet.
Okay.
I think that is purely up to the individual and how they feel about it.
So, for me and you, did we do marital counseling?
No, sort of.
We did.
Tried.
We did.
We tried.
Yeah. So our premarital counseling actually happened after we got married, and it's because we didn't sign up for it in time, because it's something you have to actually schedule in with the church, and so ours happened after we got married. And do you think that it helped any?
Honestly, no. If you
Because
want me
we
to
didn't
be,
go enough.
if you want me to be honest, well, yeah, because it was only a few sessions, and I kind of, I don't know that he was fully engaged in it. The counselor, I don't know what was going on with that. It was kind of strange, the whole thing, to be real honest, the way it was with him in particular. I don't know.
So I personally do recommend counseling before you get married. So right when you get engaged, if that's something that you think is a good idea or that y'all should do, I think it's a good idea for every couple because in counseling, the counselors know how to help guide you in conversation that gets you talking about things that you wouldn't normally on your own. Some people don't normally on their own talk about. It helps you open up. It helps you see things in a different perspective. Like me see things in his perspective, him see things in my perspective. Um, I don't know that our counseling really helped us, but I was happy that we went.
Yeah.
It was a huge step that we actually went. It was.
Yeah,
It was a
me.
huge step, and I was just happy that we actually went. But I wouldn't say that it helped us tremendously. I do think it shined a light on what it could look like, but I do recommend it. Okay. Those are really all the questions that we're going to answer. Um, Now we're going to share the letters that we wrote to each other. And these were spontaneous, on the spot, not thought of thoroughly. This is just what we were feeling in the moment before we were going into the chapel to get married. So come closer because you can't see you.
No, no, okay.
Okay. So who's going first?
Me.
Okay, Jacob's gonna read his first.
Okay, this is your letter to me.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it says, Dear Jacob, today is the beginning to the rest of our lives. I know that we have not rested, but I promise you, after today, we will rest together every day. Baby, thank you for making my dreams come true. Everything will be okay. We will get through any of this with God first. Take a deep breath, blow out, and remember all is well. I love you forever. Yours, Lisa.
That was sweet. I forgot I wrote that. Evidence. Yeah, we're sharing very intimate things with y'all, and so I hope that if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It does help my YouTube channel. Okay, let's go ahead and
Subscribe.
And subscribe, yes.
I learned some things watching YouTube.
We all do, right, baby? Okay.
Go ahead, read it.
Okay, this is his letter to me. And I read this in my dressing room before I went out to the chapel. Hi, my baby. Here we are on our wedding day, finally. I love you so much. I couldn't be happier to have this day with anyone else other than you. You make me the happiest man alive, and I am forever yours till death do us part. I love you, my sweet angel. I hope we remember this day forever. Jacob Rogers. Maybe that was sweet.
Mm-hmm. That was on the spot.
It was short and sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, these are our vows, and we're going to go in the order, same order. Okay, so since we didn't get a recording of our actually hearing us say our vows, we're going to share that with you all here. Jacob's going to go first.
So these were my vows to you. Ready?
Ready?
Louisa, my angel, the most beautiful woman inside and out. Today, finally, we stand here together to be united. 5 years after first getting to know each other. We met on social media. Go figure. I don't know why I put an LOL out there. And from there, we talked and talked and talked. Some more. With my writing. And from there, we talked and talked and talked some more, day in and day out. And eventually, the kids became curious, to the point where they had convinced you that I was a catfish. Which was funny to me because I watched the show too. Catfish, you know the show. But it all came out to be real. I'm real, you're real. Now here we are in flesh and blood. You, my love, are the most amazing woman. I would have never imagined that an ordinary guy like myself would be lucky enough to have you. Me being this shy, quiet, and reserved man, and you the total opposite. Still, total opposite. You bring me out of my comfort zones. You help me remember that life has so much more to offer us. You are absolutely the amazing sunshine in my life, and I know in so many other people's lives. Your love sees no boundaries. Your heart is the most caring, most genuine, most beautiful part of you as a person. I don't know how else I would be the man that I am today if it were not for you and how much you completely changed me for the better. You are my light when darkness seems to be around every corner. I know that with you by my side, I can see clearly, and I'll know that everything will be okay. I give you my heart to love fully and to protect fiercely. I give you my hand to hold tightly and to make you feel safe. I don't want to be your knight in shining armor, but rather a genuine husband. To love you and to be the person right by your side through anything this life will bring to us. I give you all of me, for today it's no longer I, it's no longer you, it's we, you and me together as one. I love you. The end.
Amor, today I give you my heart, my body, and my life to be joined with you before God. Honey, never did I think I would be a bride to a good man who would love me the way my dad loves my mom, my sisters, and me. This day has always been a dream I've wanted over and over and played over and over in my head, but never did I envision the man standing before me. You are more than I could ever imagine. I didn't know a man like my dad ever existed. You are strong in your mind, soft with your touch, and indestructible. Your love is unconditional, and it gives me an overwhelming comfort that makes me feel protected and safe. I feel completely adored and appreciated. I know that you love me tirelessly. Your soul is pure, and your intentions are for my good. I give you my trust. I give you my love, and I give you my loyalty. I will forever be yours. You are more than my soulmate. You are my best friend and my life partner. I vow before our Lord and Savior that I will be completely devoted to you. I vow to trust you, to believe in you, to respect you, and to obey you, because I know that your love for me will never hurt me or forsake me. You have turned a feminist You have turned a feminist and spicy Latina into the most submissive woman I never thought I would be. I am flesh of your flesh and bone of your bone. My heart is yours, now and forever. And when I die, my soul will rest in your love.
That's sweet, honey.
It was sweet. It was sweet. Thank you, baby.
Thank you for sharing with everyone.
Thank you for sharing with everyone how much I love you.
Yeah.
Declaring my love. So those are our vows. I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. This is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Any last words, amor?
No. I'm not on these videos.
I know.
It's all you.
Thank you.
How do they do it? Like and subscribe, guys.
Baby, and I want to give a special thanks to my husband because he is a very shy person. He is not me. He's just very reserved, and so I appreciate you doing this with me.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. I hope that you have been enjoying my bride vlog videos. This is the very end. Until then, See you in my next video. Thank you so, so much. May the Lord bless you. May He give you peace and may He shine His light upon you.
Just when you think they're done talking, they ain't done. Bye, guys.